G'day everyone, it's Marcus and I'm chatting again in my jungle room. This time I'm going over to the UK where I'm speaking to an absolute legend in the making. He is of course Poté. Poté, hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very, very hot in this room right now, but I'm good.
It looks like you are actually in there creating a bit of music as we speak.
Oh no, 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 no. This is just a setup that's made for like a very quick production. But yeah, it's I suppose it's that space for that.
Like it. I like it. Well, I just want to say, first of all, congratulations on the new EP, Baby Hold Me. I've been playing it all day today, and it's absolute killer. I'll tell you, I mean, I love Baby Hold Me, that obviously the title track, but another one of my favorites is Bubblegum. Um,
Hmm.
that bit of a buzz for me. I like it. So how's it been received so far?
It's been good. It's been very wholesome response to it, I suppose. People are connecting with the message of the release, which yeah, fills my heart with joy that people are listening.
I like it. And well, I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, your music is amazing. I'm going to ask you, obviously, you're an incredible creator of music. I mean, you're the layering, the texture, the lyrics, the rhythm that goes into your music is just exceptional. There's so much heart and soul into it. What comes more naturally for you, the creating of the music or performing the music?
The creating, I think, the creating, the performing aspect is very much like training, like you're going into football training or something, and you just have to drill this kind of your voice to be able to do the whole thing, and then yeah, do the whole set together, and yeah, it's more of a physical demanding aspect. But the creating part is more liberating. It's more like you're not thinking, you're just yeah, you're just making. It's a beautiful space to be in.
Let's go back to the early days for a minute. Obviously, growing up in St Lucia in the Caribbean before you moved to the UK, what prompted you for the move? Was it the music industry that you moved for?
To the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, we moved when I was a lot younger, so I wasn't, I definitely wasn't part of the decision making at all. It was my parents. Yeah, it definitely was, I suppose, seeking more opportunities than that would be in St. Lucia in the Caribbean, that would be available there.
Obviously, that was going to be a lead-in question that is quite irrelevant. Now, I was going to say to you, what was the music scene like back home in the
Mhm.
Caribbean, as opposed to the music scene and creating music, obviously, in the UK? Is there a vast difference?
I haven't had enough experience of being part of the music scene in the Caribbean to speak on it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I wouldn't dare do that. Yeah, yeah.
Do you find your home roots, though, influence the music that you make today?
I think as I grow older, my roots influence more me as a person.
Uh-huh.
And I suppose that entail then has an effect on the music. So it's not necessarily something that's so direct. It's more so yeah, it instills like a knowing within me of myself and where I come from.
Like
I
that.
suppose that entail that later down the line it kind of has an effect on the type of music that I write.
Of course. So, listen, when you were growing up, who were you listening to? Who was inspiring you to get into the music industry?
To get into the music industry. Um, I don't know. I've had quite a few at different stages. We had this little kind of crew that we would make music with when I was like, I don't know, 11 or something.
Yeah.
And and my influence then was definitely Lil Bow Wow. That
Oh,
was that
yeah.
was
I like
that was my influence for sure. That later grew into, when I started making music, and yeah, grew into like your Ed Bangers and your Justice, and then grew into like Scream Banger when I was making dubstep, then Baraka Some Sistema, then T, then Bonobo. So it's like, yeah, so I suppose it's evolved and kept growing as I grow too. And I suppose when I started with singing, etc., it started to be more people like vocal led people that told stories like a Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. So yeah.
Now, let's take it up to these days. What's one of your proudest career moments so far? Because you've been producing music or you're delivering music, for a good 10 years now. What would be one of your absolute highlights of your proudest moments?
Absolute highlights. My absolute highlights. I would say probably performing at the Royal Albert Hall in London, and yeah, my family being there. That was pretty it's pretty crazy being able to perform at such an established venue, where you have all classical musicians and the Queen's visited and all these kind of stuff. To be able to like walk out onto that stage and perform was a pretty pretty crazy experience.
Oh my God, please.
Uh, yeah,
Absolutely.
and your
Hey,
family's there. Yeah, it's crazy experience.
it was good enough for the Spice Girls. It was good enough for Kylie Minogue. So it's good enough for you, right? You
Exactly.
know.
If it's good enough for Kylie, it's good enough for me.
I'm there. I'm there. Hey, so producing your music, creating your music now, what is your driving force? What inspires you to create?
Life, life, really.
Yeah.
I suppose it's keeping my ear open to kind of to life and just kind of writing what comes to me. Yeah, I suppose, and that's and not being afraid of talking about the stuff that I would either be afraid of talking about or that might make me look away, like coming out and saying I don't love myself. That's such a, yeah, it's such a deeply personal thing to say, but I feel like it's important.
What would be one of the biggest lessons that you've learned in the music industry so far?
Biggest lessons. I suppose follow your gut.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, follow your gut.
yeah. Let's go with that. I believe that
Yeah.
100%. Um, so obviously, you've just done a UK Europe 7-day tour. It included obviously doing the Malta Festival on the
Mhm.
23rd of June, I think that was
Mhm.
just a week ago, I guess. Is there
Yeah.
talk of an Australian tour soon, or is that a bit hush?
I mean, there's there's a hope of one. Fingers crossed it happens. Because yeah, I'd really love to visit and really love to perform there. It's definitely been like a dream of mine. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, you're
I wouldn't
definitely
want
known here. You got some fans here, so
to.
make sure that if you do come to Australia, make sure Adelaide is on the list as well. Okay.
For sure, for
Okay,
sure.
you said it's on video. You can't take it back. Hey, now you have worked with Damon Albarn, obviously of the Gorillaz fame, but well before that, of course, Blur, which is who I listened to growing up and very much inspired me. Um, an incredible collaboration. Who's some other people that you'd like to really collaborate with? Have you got anyone on your hit list?
I'd love to do Anderson Paak. I think would be pretty cool. I'd love to do James Blake. He's incredible. Um, yeah, and I'd also love to do a lot of Afrobeat. I love a lot of Afrobeat artists, and this year just so much different stuff that I want to do. Like for example, I really want to work with Kings of Leon. I think Caleb from Kings of Leon has an incredible voice. And I'd love to hear what that sounds like on something different than guitar music. Um, Not that I don't like guitar music, I love guitar music, but I'm just curious to hear what it sounds like with a different palette
Yeah.
around it. Yeah. that's just to name a few of the many that
Love it.
I'd love to work with.
Now let's go back to the EP as we wrap up. Like I said, it obviously is titled Baby Hold Me, which is the lead single, but Somebody Loves You, Bubblegum, and Give You Up, which features Bonobo, who you have obviously collaborated with many times. The inspiration for these four songs, did it come from the same place for you, or did you gather information from various things happening in life at that various points in time? How did all that come together?
I suppose it was all at the same time as all like questions that I was asking myself and conversations that I was having around like faith and love and yeah, self-love. And I suppose it all culminated in this one whole project because I feel like it all has like tentacles that go into each other, you know. So it's all part of the same process and conversation for me.
It was great. I mean, like I said, congratulations on it. It's wonderful. I've got one last question for you. Your style, your visual presence is incredible, you know, with your promotional material. I love it. Stylistically, you're just on a level. Do you find that the style that you present yourself visually flows on from the music, or does it stand alone from the music?
Um, I suppose, especially with this project, it definitely flows with the music. Because yeah, we it took so long. It took so long to figure out all of this stuff, and there's a lot of like banging heads against the wall, being like, "Why isn't this right? Why isn't this right?" So yeah, thankfully, with the help of my partner and my manager, we kind of yeah spent a lot of time yeah put a lot of time and a lot of uh redoing stuff and scrapping ideas to finally find the thing. Yeah.
Well, it looks amazing. When I saw the photos, I was like, yes, absolutely. I want that, and I want that, and I want that. Now, I got to do a shout out to your plants. I love doing Zoom calls when other people have got indoor plants. They've never got as many as me, but I love that you've got a good few going on back there. So please tell me they're real, they're not fake.
Oh no, all of them are real. All of them are real.
I'm impressed. Pedro, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for chatting with me today, and congratulations on the EP, Baby Hold Me. And I wish you much success. And I'm looking forward to a future Australian tour very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, my friends. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Take care. Bye bye.